right, so this is Tata Call Season 2, Episode 1. And it is about The Last of Us Part 2. If you don't know, I started this channel to make fun of The Last of Us Part 2. That was the reason why I created this channel. And then when it released, I fell in love with it. And I gave it a chance, and I liked it. And then I switched to defending The Last of Us 2. And then Attack on Titan came out, and the rest is history. But The Last of Us 2, I think, is a masterpiece. I'm not being ironic. I'm not memeing. I really do think that this game is a masterpiece. And a lot of people, every time I say that, immediately tell me that I'm wrong. And the person who's in the chat right now is one of those people. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right. So you can call me Wick. Yeah.
Wick. John Wick?
Yeah.
All right, John Wick.
Something like that. You
All
know?
right, John Wick, we in here. All right. So, John
Yeah.
Wick, what is your opinion? Like, just give us a summary. What is your opinion on Last of Us 2?
It's a mediocre game.
Mediocre.
I don't hate it.
Mediocre. Okay.
Like,
Mediocre, that's a strong word.
yeah, I mean, mid.
Mid or mediocre? Because I say mediocre is lower than mid.
Mid.
Okay, so you say it's mid. So you say that means decent. Nothing too good, nothing too bad. Just decent.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying? I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. You know,
Okay. And how do you feel
like,
about The Last of Us Part 1?
masterpiece. It's my favorite game of all time.
Masterpiece.
All time.
Masterpiece. Okay. So we got a pretty good disparity here. Now, we're talking about a video game, right? So,
Yep.
graphically speaking, which of these two games is better?
Part 2. No diff.
When it comes to the mocap, which one of these two is better?
Part 2. No diff.
When it comes to the voice acting, cinematography, which one of these two is better?
Part 2. No diff.
When it comes to the gameplay, which one of these two is better?
Part 2.
When it comes to the different and variety of set pieces, which one of these two is better?
Part 2. Yeah, Part 2.
All right, so you just said Part 2 was better than Part 1 in almost every way, except for the story, which we haven't gotten into. So the story alone makes it mediocre. But then you don't even have to play the story; you can just skip cutscenes, and it's already better than the first game without the cutscenes. So gameplay wise, and everything else other than the story, it's better. So therefore, you can't call it mediocre unless the first game would have been mediocre without the cutscenes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Damn. You're saying The Last of Us 1 would be mediocre if you skipped all cutscenes?
I mean, I wouldn't want to play it without all the cutscenes.
But is it a mediocre game?
It
was one of the best looking games of the generation.
I mean, I suppose not.
So it wouldn't be mediocre. So then this game's not mediocre.
Yeah. I guess you could say that.
All right, so you're already exposing your bias here.
Basically. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, fine. All right, so we already can agree that this game is not a bad game. It can't be a bad game because it's literally doing everything better than the first game, unless you think the first game is a bad game or a mid game. So it ain't mid. So we already established that. So now we can go into a story why I say it's a masterpiece and why you say it's not. So what makes this game's story worse than the first game's story? What makes it worse? Not what you don't like. What makes it worse? And people do play for the story. That is a fair point. This is a story-based single-player game. So, of course, the story can detract from the game if the story is shit. Absolutely. But a story being shit and a story being something you don't like are two completely different things. So what makes this story a poorly executed, poorly written story to the point where it takes away so much from the amazing everything else? What is it? Go ahead. Let's hear your opening statement here.
Well, I can't get into pacing, can I? Since that's subjective.
I mean, go ahead. You say pacing. What's wrong with the pacing? You can't just say pacing. You have to say what's wrong with it.
All right. So, I think even people who hate this game can agree that the first half of the game would, people like the first half of the game, Ellie's portion, but then immediately hate it when they're thrown into Abby, which,
But do you know why? Do you think that's due to pacing?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you think that's
Because,
due to pacing?
all right, at the end of Ellie's section, you finally get to um to just the peak moment of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Yep.
Abby's right there. You know, Jesse just got
Mm-hmm.
capped and he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then immediately that all de-escalates and you go into the place of character that you don't like.
And do you know why that? Do you know why that? Do you know why they did that? You know that was completely and utterly intentional, right? You know it
Of
wasn't like an
course,
accident. You know why they did that, right?
yeah.
Why?
Trying to like, all right, so you're gonna hate Abby, but then you're gonna spend time with her, then
No,
you're
no,
gonna
no.
like her,
Right,
then
but
you're gonna
why did
forgive
they
her.
choose to? Why did they choose to do that then? Why not start the game as Abby?
I don't know.
I'll tell you why. Because they wanted you to hate Abby just as much as Ellie did. That's why. So if you started off the game knowing Abby's reason for doing what she did, you wouldn't hate her anywhere near as much as you did with Ellie. And after getting her side of the story, getting her perspective, that's when you can start to see why she did what she did. But you don't get that information until midway through Abby's playthrough. You don't get it right away. So my question is, why is it that is considered a bad thing that the game stops at that point? Because most people are not want to going to play as Abby as shown. They don't want to play as her. So if the story had already been completed, if you knew what happened at the docks and you knew Ellie lost, why would you want to see Abby's point of view? Why would you even play it? People would probably get so pissed off they turn the game off, especially when they had to play as Abby. Why would you want to play as Abby when you know nothing about her? You know nothing about why she did what she did. For all you know, she's just the person that killed Joel. A lot of people still hated that part, even with the context. So why would they even? So why would they want to play as Abby without it? It makes no sense. The reason why they stopped it at that point was to give people incentive to play through Abby's point because they knew people were gonna hate her because that's the way they wrote the game. That's the whole reason why they did that. That's not bad pacing.
All right, that's fair, but I disagree. All right, because even after Jackson, what happened there, I already hate Abby as much as Ellie at that point because
You
I
hate
just saw.
Abby as much as who?
I mean, Ellie. I mean, yeah, Abby as much as Ellie. Yeah,
Why
yeah,
do you
yeah,
hate
yeah.
Ellie?
No, I hate Abby as much as Ellie does. You
As
know.
much as Ellie does, right? You hate her as much as
Yeah.
Ellie does, which is what you're supposed to do, yes. But that
Yeah.
wasn't the. But the goal of the game is to get you to hate her and then forgive her. That's the goal of the game. That is the
Yeah.
reason why they made this game. Is for you to forgive the person that killed Joel. That's literally the whole point of the game.
But
So,
already after Jackson,
hmm?
I do. So
You
then,
already
if
do
you're
after Jackson.
yeah, after Jackson, you see Joel get claw,
You already
like
forgave
dog.
her. You forgave her when she
No,
killed Joel. Okay,
no, 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 no. I already hate her then. So
right.
when we go into the Seattle days, the pacing, I
It's
think it'd be
because you're
more
playing.
effective.
It's because
It'd
you're
be
playing
more
a character you
engaging.
don't like.
Be more engaging if it went from Ellie and to Abby, kept on swapping constantly instead of just
Why would
Ellie
they do that?
and Abby.
That's just a spoiler. That's just a spoiler for what they're trying to do. That spoils you right away. That these guys are trying to make me try to make me understand this person. They did. You didn't even. You would have already been starting to ease up on Abby subconsciously because you already know where they're going with the narrative. If in that case, you know what they're doing. They've already showed their hand if they do it that way.
Right? Fair enough. Fair enough.
Exactly, Euros. You can hate the game all you want. If you don't like the game, you don't like the plot points, you don't like the message, it's fine. I'm sure there's people who feel that way about the first game, but you can't say that the first game is a poorly written game or flawed in ways of writing and the characters acting inconsistently unless you apply those same logic that you're applying to this game to the first game. Every single criticism you have for this game can be applied to the first game. But okay, go ahead. What else? Was there besides the pacing? Because even if you want to say pacing is bad, that still doesn't mean that the story is bad, right? That just means that there's a part of the story that slows down a little too much for you or speeds up a little too much for you. Okay, fine. There's plenty of stories that have pacing issues that are still great stories and still can be considered masterpieces. So what's another problem that you have?
All right. So Um, this the probably the most common argument anyone will ever hear
Mm-hmm.
if they're trying to defend The Last of Us. It's about Joel's death, of
Yep.
course. It, there's just a lot of flaws on a hater's argument on that side, but I
Mm-hmm.
still think, and even knowing those flaws, I still think it's um not really. I mean, I don't mind Joel in that scene getting his head golfed in
Okay.
freaking club, but I mean it was brutal to watch.
Okay.
But like, all right, Tommy going in and revealing their names, he's enough. That makes sense. That makes sense for Tommy. You know, he's always the more. He's always the one that's been more at ease.
Right.
Okay, and as you said in your Joel's Death Explained video, Joel was also on guard mostly. Yeah. Then he was trying to analyze the situation. All right. So then why did for some reason he decided it was best to not only go in unarmed to a room full of people, but he went in right at the center of the room where
What
oh
difference
if
would it
these
make?
well if this dude pulls out a gun on him,
There's nothing he could do
he's gonna
anyway.
he's gonna try to run to covers all the way
No,
over there. Oh
there's nothing he could do anyway. What do you mean cover? There's a
well
group. There's 20 of them, and it's not game. It's not a gameplay cutscene, you know. And gameplay, yeah, you're right. In gameplay, Joel would have been fine in that situation because bullets don't hurt him. But in reality, when it's actually cutscenes, they're real life speaking. When you're in cutscene mode, you have to make a dissertation. When you're in cutscene mode, you have to treat it like it's real life. That's how these games have always been. The first game's like this too. In cutscene mode, bullets and all that stuff actually can kill you. They actually one shot KO. But in gameplay, it's not like that because the game would be pretty boring if you get one shot or if enemies got one shot. So gameplay, yeah, no. In gameplay mode, yes, Joel would be able to survive in that situation. But in the cutscene, no, he wouldn't. In real life, no, he wouldn't. There's no way on this planet he would have gotten out of that situation if they wanted him dead. He was completely in their hands and he had to trust them, which is why he was behaving the way he was behaving, his body language and all that stuff, because he didn't like the situation that he was in. But Abby already knew his name. Abby already knew his name was Joel. So, and Abby has still helped them. So how was he supposed to know that Abby wanted him dead? There's no way he could know that. How would he know that these people wanted him dead? There's no way he can know that. So what's the point? What's the point if he goes in the corner in another room and says my name's Joel? If he goes in another corner room and doesn't say his name's Joel, he's still dead. The moment Abby found out his name, he was dead, and he didn't even tell his name. Tommy did. So all that stuff that you guys are saying sounds off to me as just you're just trying to create an issue when there really isn't one. Because at the end of the day, he was dead already.
here's what he could have done. All right, enter the room. You
You can
bring a
barely
gun
hear
with
me.
you.
My bad. Go ahead. What?
All right, he enters the room, brings a gun with him. He stays by the door. Someone tries to blast him. Open that bitch. Close it.
Okay, nice. You killed one
Tommy may be
person.
dead,
You killed
but
one person. How you gonna kill the rest of them? And also, you're using hindsight 2020 as well. And also,
hindsight 2020.
yeah, hindsight 2020. Hindsight's 2020. You're saying like he shouldn't have trusted these people, but the only reason you're saying that is because you know he shouldn't have trusted those people. He didn't know that. And
Well,
also,
hunters come across the area all the time.
yeah, but these guys were people who he already had fought with Abby. Abby already saved his life multiple times in the gameplay, and he saved hers. So why would he
Well, they
think
were in a
she's
life
gonna
death
kill him?
situation.
Yeah, they were in a life or death situation, but there's no way he could assume she'd try to kill him. There's no way he could assume that. You just know that that's the case because you know more than he does. It's not fair.
All
How's
right,
my mic
all right.
still low, bro? What the fuck? Is it better now? Is it better now? It should be better now.
Are you good?
Yeah, I think so. All right, so go ahead. So basically, what you're saying is it's a problem with the story because Joel said his name when they already knew his name. He was already dead anyway.
Well, Joel didn't say his name, but yeah, basically.
Yeah, Joel. He said his name again. Yeah, Discord members. He said his name a second time. I don't know which
But
one is cardio. Go ahead.
them knowing his name and then him saying it since Tommy's already said it. That's fine. That's the same thing that happened with Sam and Henry.
Yep.
So,
And he still slept in the
but
same room with them.
all right, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Yep.
That is a good point. All right. However, hold on. Let me gather my thoughts real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, I got it on the heart one.
Yeah, I'll put a pin in that.
All right.
Nah,
All right.
but
So
I will get back to that.
Go ahead.
I will get back to that, but pin in it for now.
Okay. So what else problem did you have with Joel's death?
Just a pin in Joel's death in general.
Okay, pin in Joel's death in general. So what's your next problem with the game after Joel's death, or the story?
Before Joel's death, when Ellie went to the Fireflies, and
okay, and
found out those
flashbacks.
lies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's your problem with that?
So, through the entirety of the first game, Ellie has been afraid of being abandoned and left by Joel. And then, with no hesitation, she dips out of Joel's life, just like that, and doesn't want to see him again.
Well, she doesn't completely dip out of his life, right? She's literally living right behind him. That's the first thing. Second thing, she's pissed off at him. Yes, her connection with Joel was important to her, absolutely. But you know what else was important to her was the thing that she thought all these people died for her. She thought all these people died for her. She wanted to be the savior of humanity. That's what she thought she was. Regardless of whether it would have worked or not, that's what she thought. So, and Joel took that option away from her, when in reality he knew that's what she would have wanted. Because if he didn't know that, or a fact-proven case that he knows that's what she would have wanted, because if she didn't want it, he wouldn't have lied to her. He would have told her, "Oh, they was trying to kill you, girl. I had to get you out of there." So that proves that Joel knows, in the first game, no retcon, Joel knew that she wanted this, or he wouldn't have lied. Marlene knew, everybody knew that Ellie would have wanted it, so Joel knew as well, or Joel lied to her for no fucking reason. So Joel knew. Now, I get your point. Why would she abandon him? She abandoned him because she felt betrayed. He lied to her in her face for years. It wasn't just one time, or this is years of lying. The 2-3 years of lying, just constantly. No, I didn't do that. No matter how many times she asked, no matter what contradictions in the logic she brought up, he kept lying to her. So of course she's gonna feel pissed. What did you expect her to do? Oh, it's okay, fine. You've been lying to me for years about ruining my entire dream and killing everybody, killing innocent people, and as well as Marlene, the person who was my mom's best friend. Yeah, you're obviously she's going to be upset about that. But the thing about it that a lot of people don't seem to realize when they make that argument is that she was in the process of starting to forgive him. That's the key point of the game. That's the crux of what this game is, story. The heartbeat of this story is that people completely miss it, and I don't understand how. She was in the process of forgiving him for what he did, even though it was cruel and evil and all that shit, and she really hates him for it. She was in the process of trying to forgive him. At the beginning of the game, she was talking about how she wanted to go watch a movie with him, all type of shit like that, right? She wanted to work it out, but unfortunately, Joel died before she had the chance to work it out, which also fuels her hatred towards Abby, because not only did Abby take Joel, she took Joel away before she was able to completely forgive him. Now, that also plays into why she forgave Abby, because she finally realized. I understand people say, okay, how she realized it in that exact moment, whatever, but okay, her realizing in that exact moment is contrived, I'll give it to you, but it's still powerful and poignant, because she realized that the reason why her relationship with Joel was never able to be reconciled, because she spent all that time being unable to forgive, and in that moment it clicked, and that's when she let Abby go. That's when she was like, all right, I get it now, I fucked up, I'm not going to continue to live my life this way. Now, once again, I will give it to you 100%. It's contrived that she figured it out in that exact moment. But sometimes you get moments of clarity in the craziest times. It happens. It's possible. But like I said, I'll give it to you there. But other than that, the rest of it, No, it makes perfect sense. All that stuff makes perfect sense. A vax won't do shit. La 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 la. It don't matter, okay? It don't matter if it wouldn't work, if the fireflies wouldn't have worked, if the vaccine wouldn't have worked, if none of that, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, Ellie wanted to do it, and Joel took that away from her and then lied to her for years. That's all that matters. I don't give a fuck if it would have worked. I don't give a fuck if it was the right thing for Joel to kill him, if the fireflies didn't know what they was doing, all that shit. I don't care. The point of the matter is, Ellie wanted to do it, Joel took it from her and lied for years. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters after that. Minors can't consent. It don't matter. Ain't no minors can't consent. First of all, Joel is not her goddamn daddy. First of all. Second of all, this is a completely different world about consent and all that shit. The rules don't apply. This is not how this is not our world no more. Laws and all that shit. Y'all don't know why y'all trying to pretend like that exists. Does not exist in this world. She was the one who made her own decisions. She was shown multiple times to be more than capable of making her own decisions when she was 14 years old throughout the game. They showed that she matured faster because of the world she lives in, which makes perfect sense. So why y'all trying to revise the story of the first game now to make an argument of why the second one's bad? Don't make no sense. Ain't that what we kind of hate when they do that? I think we hate when we do that, don't we? So let's not do it ourselves. All right. So what's your next issue? Wait, hold on. Wick, do you see where I'm coming from with that, or do you disagree with what I said?
All right, I know. Yeah, that's a pretty solid argument.
The Fireflies didn't ask her consent, correct? But Marlene knew she would have wanted to do it. So what's the point of waking her up and say, "Hey, girl, you about to die"? So just so you know, you're about to die. When isn't it more humane to just get it over with? With like, what? If you know she wanted to do it. Let's get it over with. But go ahead.
You made a pretty sound argument, I must say. I do have to admit that was a pretty good argument. So basically, saying with the point that I was making, that it didn't make sense for her to just run away, then, is that she was emotional in the heat of it, but she wanted to forgive Joel regardless.
Yes.
All right. I can get behind that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Egg store. Marlene can assume someone's desire to do it, but Joel cannot decide for her either. You're right. If Marlene was wrong, then I'd be saying the same thing about Marlene. But Marlene wasn't wrong. Marlene was right. Joel was the one that was wrong. And Joel's proven that he was wrong by lying to her. Why are y'all skipping that? If Joel thought he was right, why would he lie? He knew he was wrong. That's why he lied. You don't lie when you're right. Come on, man. Marlene was actually given Ellie to take care of her by her actual birth mother. Joel wasn't. Joel was a dude that knew her for a few months. What are y'all saying? No, I never watched The Sopranos. All right. So what's your next point, bro? Wickety wick.
I'm thinking of some stuff,
Take your time. This big ass pimple. I'm telling you, bro. When I first saw the leaks for this game, bro, I hated it. I was like, bruh, they got me fucked up. They trying to make a fucking transsexual woman the main character of The Last of Us, and they had her kill Joel and made Ellie the villain. Suck my fucking dick. I was going, oh my god, I was so mad. Then I played the game and I was like, oh, nah, that's not what they did at all. Okay, my bad. I'll defend it for the rest of my life. I'm sorry, Night Dog. My fault. Y'all, my bad. I love y'all. I love y'all so much, Night Dog. I'm so sorry, Night Dog. I'm so sorry, Neil. I'm so sorry. I should have gave y'all. I shouldn't have done y'all like that because y'all have made too many good games for me to just jump to conclusions. I'll never do that to Night Dog again. I'll always give them the full benefit of the doubt, even more so than before now. Because goddamn, I was so wrong about this game. But to be fair, that motherfucking leaks were very misleading. They were very misleading. They knew what they was doing with that shit. They only showed exactly what they needed to show. All right, Egg store later, bro. Saint L. You can't prove that it sucks, so go ahead, prove it to me that it sucks. You can't prove it. You automatically have to give it at least a 7 or 8 out of 10 if you like the first game, just from the gameplay and graphics alone. You automatically have to do that. So it can never be a bad game. Anybody who says it's bad is just being biased. I don't give a fuck what they say. They're just being biased. Facts. Because the gameplay and mocap and all that shit, all that alone, graphics, all that alone, shits on 99% of video games. So what are you saying? What are you saying? So the game's message is revenge is bad or violence is bad. Actions have consequences. Nope, that's not the game's message. Nope, that's not the game message. The game message is don't live your entire life hating and forgive. That's the game message. Game message is about forgiveness. The first cutscene Ellie is featured in, she's unable to forgive a man who called her a derogatory term, even though he genuinely was apologizing. She was unable to forgive him. She's unable to forgive Joel, even though Joel was genuinely apologizing and wanted to fix it for years. She was unable to forgive him. And because of her inability to forgive, she lost not only her ability to play the guitar that she left him after he died, but their entire relationship altogether. And her relationship with Dina as well, because she was unable to forgive. The point of the story is to forgive people. They were asking you to forgive Abby, and most of you motherfuckers couldn't do it, which is crazy. And then you got the nerve to say, I already know forgiveness is good. Then why the fuck you can't forgive Abby? Huh? You fucking hypocrite. They literally are showing you that you do need this game. Anyone who hates Abby at the end and wanted Ellie to kill her does need this game, because they don't know how to forgive a motherfucker. Abby had 150% reason to kill Joel. She had just as much reason to kill Joel as Ellie has to kill Abby. If you want Ellie to kill Abby, you are a hypocrite. They made you a fucking hypocrite. This game made you a hypocrite. And you saying it's bad? That's crazy. Somebody make a hypocrite out of me, I'm gonna say good job.
And you're making some of the best arguments for this game
I've
heard.
I'm ready. I'm ready to die behind this game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not no end defender. I'll admit the flaws. The sex scene, awkward. Owen and Mel and them, I don't really care for them too much. You know, they not that interesting. The transgender little thing they had with Lev was a little, you know, they didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? The Dina instantly getting with Ellie right after, a week after being with old boy so she could be pregnant. You know, she didn't need to be pregnant, but I see what they was trying to do with the parallels. All right, cool. I'm not saying it's perfect now. I'll say there's a few things in there where I was like, all right, yeah, you know, chill out. But overall, fuck no. Fuck no. This game ain't no lower than an 8 or 9 and on any rating. Fuck no. Fuck no. Y'all niggas is just being way too emotional. Definitely the game of all time. Would y'all have forgiven her if you were in her place? Would I have forgiven Abby if I was in Ellie's place? Well, the thing about it is Ellie doesn't know the context, right? Ellie doesn't know why Abby killed Joel. The only thing Ellie thinks is that, or knows, she knew that Abby was a firefly. That's all she knows. She doesn't know why because Abby killing them had nothing to do with the fact she was a firefly. It was personal, but Ellie didn't know that. So Ellie not having that context is very important. If I didn't know why this motherfucker killed Joel, it would be a lot harder for me to forgive them. But because I'm seeing it from the entire perspective, I see both sides. Yeah, I'll be able to forgive her because Joel killed her daddy. Like, it is what it is, dog. Like, you can't be mad at that. Someone debate me on Berserk. Wait till I finish reading it.
So basically, Ellie did not kill Abby then because she realized she'd be doing that would be just like what Abby did to Joel, and since Abby was the Joel figure for
Lev.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And that's why the first thing she says when she doesn't kill her, when she lets her go, she says, just take him. That's literally the first thing she says. And right before Abby takes Lev to the boat, they do a parallel between how Joel carried Ellie out the hospital with how Abby carried Lev out the torture room, or the whatever the crucifix when they were hanging up against the posts. Just to push that narrative message home a little bit harder. Just excellently done, honestly. Last of Us 3 having them. I hope they don't make a Last of Us 3 because I feel like The Last of Us 2 was perfect. And I don't think they can do that again, but I'm talking about the ending, my bad. Not the whole game, but the ending was perfect. I don't think they can do that again, but if they can, hey. But I feel like it's good. I feel like it's good where it is. I feel like they should just leave it alone. Like if they want to make a Last of Us, make it about different characters. Completely different characters. I think they should just leave it the way it is. I would be happy with it and just leave it the way it is, to be honest. Stream this Sunday? No, I'm going out of town this weekend. The only good characters in the game are Abby, Lev, and Yara. Dina's BF and everyone else was terrible and bland characters, facts and fiction. I thought, I liked Jesse. I think Jesse was a cool guy. And I liked Ellie too. I liked Ellie a lot. And I liked Tommy a lot. I liked Tommy at the end a lot. It was really real and brutal how he was treating Ellie. I like Dina. I think you said Dina. No, you said Dina's BF. I like Dina. I thought Dina's dope. I like how she instantly went to go help Ellie, put her life on the line immediately in many different situations. I like Dina. Dina dope. I liked a lot of the characters. I just didn't like Owen and Mel. I could do without them. I could do without them. Honestly, I didn't like Lev as much as his sister. I forgot his sister's name, but I like his sister a lot more than him. I wish his sister was the one that lived. To be honest, yeah, Tommy was really good. Tommy was really good, especially the ending. Tommy was really good, and it was like a warning for Ellie. Like if you keep going down this path, look what's gonna become of you. Like Tommy already lost. He lost his wife. He lost everything. He don't got nothing. The only thing on his mind is revenge. He can't even go get it because his legs fucked up. You know. Like it was a warning for Ellie, and she didn't even obey that warning. She couldn't heed that warning because she just couldn't get the thought of Joel being killed out her head. Like it was so like that last third of the game was flawless. Last one too, but I still prefer the first one. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with preferring the first one. The first one is a lot more cut and dry, straight to the point. It's more tight, for sure. But the first one has its problems too. You know, that a lot of people ignore. And they just microscopically stare at this game. It's like, I don't get it. Like, the first game was not perfect, my boy. It was good, though. Was the sex scene motion capture? I don't know. Probably. Well,
That's
yeah,
true.
Yara was way better than Lev. I wish Yara was there instead of Lev. It would have been better. You said what, bro?
That's true. The first game did have its fair amount of issues, but the first game was more replayable, though, I think. But that's more opinion oriented.
That's opinion oriented for sure.
Yeah. Still, I think that the pacing on Abby's portion, like, don't open up with the Abby flashback, because then that makes it blatantly obvious. You know that.
Well, they had to give you something, right? Because if they don't, you're gonna be just hating yourself the whole time you're playing. Like, why am I? Like, people were really bitching. I watched a lot of streamers play this game when it first came out. They were really bitching about having to play Abby, even with that context. So I can only imagine if they didn't have it. Have you built like The Rock? I think if Abby was more attractive, this game would have been better received. I swear to God, if Abby was just looked like a regular woman, like no muscles, just a regular looking woman. Hell, if she was attractive, this game would have been way better taken. I will stand on that, and it's so sad that that's the case, but I'll stand on that to the day I die. If she was just a regular looking girl, people would have definitely been way more nice to this game. But because
honestly, that sounded more factual.
Tell me about it. So, but if you believe that, then that means that it's such a superficial, it's such a superficial hatred for this game that this woman is just not attractive. So therefore, I don't like the game. Like, you know how disrespectful that is to the hard work and effort they put into this story. Character design is a determinant factor in visual storytelling. That's true. Character design is very important, absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's not enough. It's not enough to ruin the game just because she's not attractive. If I wish somebody would just make a mod of Abby being a regular woman. I swear to God, it would just that alone, just that. it would get much higher praise. The quartering Last of Us 2. I watched that video. I disagree. I'm already saying most of the stuff he said is what Wick is saying. I disagree. I'm saying why those things are wrong. It's not true. It's emotion. It's more emotion than logic. Now I ain't never say y'all like the game. You ain't gotta like it. A lot of people don't like directions like this. This is a risky ass venture. Do you understand how risky this was for them? They said, look, bro, imagine this. This is one of our largest IPs, probably the largest IP we've ever had, right? Like, this is a large, huge IP. The Last of Us. People have been waiting for The Last of Us 2 for 7 years. We could just give them look. Joel and Ellie going through the trees and shit, and then at the end, Ellie finds out the truth, and Joel is so sorry, and then a hunter comes, the villain comes and tries to shoot Ellie, and Joel jumps in front, and Ellie's like, nah, and she's crying over Joel's dead body. 10 out of 10. 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 Easy. 10 out of 10. Easy sales, critically acclaimed, no problems, no criticism, nobody cares. Great game, amazing. Or we could go this different route. We could try to tell a unique story. We could test our audience. We could push their emotional stakes to the edge. We could take their relationship with Joel and use it as the driving force, because we know they love this motherfucker. We could use that as the driving force to tell a story and give them an experience they've never had. Never. And what do y'all do? Shit on them. And then when you get a bland generic game the next time, we make The Last of Us 3 or whatever next game they make, when it's bland, generic, and boring, you be bitching about that too. Oh my god, it's so predictable. It's like everything else. They can't win. They literally can't win.
I'm gonna be real with you. You bringing more good arguments than I thought you would. But I mean, but still, why did?
Do you think
Joel
Dina
even
shouldn't have left
have-
Ellie because she's a mother traveling alone in an apocalyptic world? What do you mean shouldn't have left Ellie? My bad. Go ahead.
Why do you even save Abby in the first place?
What do you mean?
It's like, bro, okay. Well, no. It's not a criticism on that, really. It's more of a, I don't know why I use that as a stepping stone, but I think it feels like a bit like just shoved in that.
What are you saying, bro?
Man, hold on, wait. Let me shut the fuck up real quick. And
I don't know what you're saying.
And
Okay.
my thoughts aren't lining up with my words.
Okay. Well, let me get your shit and let me know when you're ready. Yeah, Green Gnome, give it a try, man. A lot of people did not give this game a fair chance, and it's really, really sad because Naughty Dog actually took risks. They actually tried something new. They actually tried to emotionally challenge their audience. They trusted their audience too much. When you can say that, when you can say as a writer and as a developer, I trusted my audience too much, you should never say those words. Never. I feel like the audience has failed this game, and I could never say that about any game ever until this one. It's so sad to me. But the Last of Us series, I give both games 10 out of 10. I think the first one is a 10 out of 10, and I think the second one is a 10 out of 10. But I like the second one a little bit more because of the risk it took and the challenge it took, and it challenged me more as a person than any source of media, definitely any video game ever. That's all good, Ryu. Thanks for stopping by. The story could have been much better if they had ordered the story parts in the correct manner. The within flashback messed up the timing and the pacing. I don't know. I feel like the pacing being the way it was and having Ellie have that flashback at the end was worth it. I think it was worth it. I 100% think it was worth it. That moment wouldn't have hit as hard if that flashback wasn't there. 10 out of 10 for the second game is crazy. I understand an 8. I understand an 8 too. If you want to give it an 8, I understand that. But you can't be giving it like no 5 and 6 and shit like that. No, I'm not gonna hear that nonsense. But yeah, 8. If you want to give it an 8, I think 8 is a little low. But if you want to give it an 8, go for it. I give it 10 out of 10. Absolutely, it's a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece in my opinion. A masterpiece in storytelling and game design.
All right, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Continue.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
I played Red Dead,
So
yeah, not 2 though.
when Abby goes on this journey looking for Joel,
Uh huh.
years have already passed.
That's
Years.
true. Since her
So why
father
do that
died.
now? So why do that now?
What do you mean? She finally found him. It's not easy to find people in this world. It took her years to find him. Wouldn't it have been contrived if she found him the next day?
I mean, I mean, yeah, but like, I mean, why go looking for him
Because she wants to
then?
kill him.
But with the WLF over in Seattle, they are in a constant war open with the scars.
You think she care
It's
about that more
like,
than killing Joel?
I mean, I think she'd have people to protect that she'd feel that she need to protect over there.
All those people that she cares about are with her.
All right, fair enough. I was putting some headcanon there. All right. Uh, yeah, but even nah, even
Are other games not
if
considered tonight? My
my
bad. Go ahead. What'd you say?
even if my argument there held up, I still do uh I still am kind of agreeing with you though. Like like I don't like this game in any stretch. I'm
Yeah, you ain't gotta like it.
it,
You ain't gotta like it, my boy. I don't give a fuck what you like, but you ain't finna
it,
tell me it's bad though. That's one thing you're not gonna do.
yeah. I still don't like the game, but like I can't say it's objectively awfully written. Like something like 139 or something like that.
Yeah, it's nowhere near
It,
nothing, anything, and nowhere near anything worth the amount of ridicule or anger it received. It's not worth it. It just proves
yeah.
that it just proved that Naughty Dog was wrong. They shouldn't have trusted their audience. They should have just done a basic, obvious run of the mill story like everybody would have gave it 10 out of 10s. Most predictable, boring, bullshit story that everybody would have been happy about. Hey, woke. I'm not woke. What other games do I consider 10 out of 10? I don't know. I gotta think about that. Red Dead definitely 10 out of 10. Red Dead 1 definitely 10 out of 10. I gotta think about that. I know there's a few more that I give 10 out of 10s. Elden Ring, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, um,
Objectively,
Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess. What'd you say, bro?
yeah, my fault. But I was gonna make a closing statement.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Um. So, um. Yeah, objectively, writing wise, I'd say, yeah, it wasn't written too bad actually. Listen, honestly, even after playing it through the first time, I just had mixed feelings on it. I really didn't think much on it, but yeah, definitely all that backlash was caused more due to a emotional response, whether it was due to Joel's death or with the leaks of like, oh, Joel was killed specifically by this woman and she looks transgender or something, as people
Mm-hmm.
were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And I still don't like the game, but that's not more because of how it's written. It's just because I prefer the first game on its own. But it, I can still, I'm still respect it as a work of storytelling. Yeah, I can still respect it as. I won't say it's a masterpiece, but I'd say it's pretty good in a writing part. Yeah.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm glad I was able to convince you of that. One person down, 100,000 to go, baby. The Quarry. Never heard of that. What's up, Tickle B? Have I played Uncharted? Yeah, I played Uncharted. I wouldn't give any of the Uncharted 10 out of 10s though. I played Sekiro? No, I didn't. I should play it. Red Dead 2 is better than the first. I've heard mixed on that, but probably. I'll probably play that one day too. When I get a chance. Play League of Legends. Ew. Well, it was nice talking to you, Wick. I'm glad I was able to convince you. He said, oh, he left. Elden Ring ain't no damn 10 out of 10. Shut the fuck up. Anyone else wanna get clapped about The Last of Us 2? I'm 0 for 1. I mean 1-0 on The Last of Us 2. Let's get it. I play Death Stranding? Hell no, bro. Why would I play that trash? I'm gonna play the first Strand type game. The first Strand type game. Scary part? I don't really get scared by The Last of Us, to be honest. I guess probably that part with the boss fight in the basement with Abby. But I don't really be getting scared of The Last of Us like that. I actually like the Death Stranding. I don't know how any human being could like that game. I don't understand. I never played it, but I watched it. I don't know how anyone could like it. Did I play Cyberpunk? Hell no. Why would I play that? It's a disaster and I like it. I think a lot of people are on that bandwagon, but I don't even see no way to have fun in it. That's good. I don't know, bro. The release date, the way it looked when it came out, looks kind of dookie chrome to me. Looked a little dookie to me, little dookie cheek. I'd say. Just a little bit though, not too much. Yeah, everybody want me to play The Walking Dead. I might fuck around and play it when my my YouTube channel comes back up where I can upload again. I'll probably play it because I don't think I'll get copyright stricken on that, hopefully. Damn, beyond mid. Damn. Got a cool necklace. The Wanking Dead. Oh my god. Welp. That was interesting. But yeah, a lot of people just hate this game so unnecessarily. It's so sad. Of course I watch Trey. Trey's hilarious. It's so sad. Such a good game. Unfortunate. Hopefully they fix that out. What the fuck is that? Hopefully, eventually, the game goes back to where it belongs and gets the proper recognition it deserves. Cyberpunk story 10 out of 10. I don't know. This Walking Dead season 1 solos The Last of Us 2. I doubt that. Now that I'm gonna have to say I doubt. I'm gonna have to give a strong doubt to that. I don't think that will be the case at all because it doesn't have gameplay. So mid punk. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not talking about Cyberpunk. I'm talking about The Walking Dead. All right, it's pretty damn good though. Lips just moved. What? What the hell are you talking about? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I don't think it's better than The Last of Us. Bully 2 or GTA 6. GTA 6 already got announced. GTA 6. Hopefully GTA 6 is lit. Damn, bro. Someone else is supposed to be debating me. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? I think of Devil Man Crybaby. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a solid story. I thought it was solid. Little too jokety about. I wish they spent a little bit more time with the seriousness, because I think they did the seriousness pretty good. Far Cry's good. Never played Far Cry. Heard about the Last of Us TV show? Yeah, I heard about it. Am I excited about it? Not necessarily, but we'll see. If they make it good, I mean, I'm not really excited per se, but we'll see. Think about the Quantum TV situation. Sad. YouTube is unfortunately not the best place, and it's never has been, really. It's just the biggest. It's just the biggest place. Like, you don't have a choice but to post on YouTube, so you don't have a choice. Yeah, episode 6 and up, yeah, but it's unfortunately the beginning of it ruins it. It ruins the integrity of the show. If the entire show was like that, it'd be a lot better. Episode 10 was ass. Yeah. It's kind of gets a little crazy when too many people die over and over again. It takes away the what's what I'm looking for, the impact of the deaths when too many people die. That's why in my manga, I'm not gonna have too many deaths, because I want each death to be extremely impactful. So watch The Sopranos. Sopranos too long, bro. It's like 75 episodes of that shit. A benefit from another 2 episodes? Probably. You'll love Hunter x Hunter. A lot of hype and buzz. You'll put hella views. A lot of people keep saying I will love Hunter x Hunter, and then other people say I wouldn't like it because they say it's mid. But I don't know, shit. After Berserk, I don't know who to believe anymore. Who would die? Peanut allergy? Nobody. But maybe not peanuts. It is mid. I'm watching right now. A little 50. It just got good. Don't watch. It's longer than Berserk. God, do I think JJK is boring? I watched the first 3 episodes. Almost fell asleep. I'll tell you that much. Thug Hunter. Shut up. I'm not going to no fucking Thug Hunter. Missing out on Peak. Oh, am I? I ain't never heard anyone ever say JJK was peak other than animation. But story, I ain't never heard anybody ever say that. And you're gonna start finding animes instead of watching based on other recommends hype shows. I mean, when you're a streamer, you kind of gotta do that, bro. Like, you can't just do what you want to do all the time. You gotta do what the audience wants a lot of the time. Episode 4 to 5 is when it get good. That's what everybody always says. Whenever I say I stopped at episode 30, like, wow, 31 is where it really is. Like, bruh. Watch One Piece best. I'm not watching no 6,000 episode show, bruh. It can't be good. Anything that's that long cannot be good, bro. Yeah, I could tell from the first couple episodes. Like, I like shows like thinking shows. I like Vinland Saga and Arcane and character driven stuff. I don't like just, oh my god, let's fight this demon. Oh, then a new demon. Oh, a new demon. Oh wait, this demon's really strong. Wait, this demon right here, he's really strong. Wait, no, this one, not this one. This one for real. This time, really strong. It's like, and I know that's what One Piece is. I know that's what Hunter x Hunter is. I know that's what Demon Slayer is. I know that's what JJK is. It's like, bro, like, that shit don't interest me, man. I know Sopranos is good. I've heard too many good things about Sopranos to know it's not good. It's just too long. Akira, the movie, yeah, I seen that. Pretty good. Definitely really good animation. It's like Dark on Netflix. Yeah, I heard Dark was pretty good. Sopranos ain't that long. Pretty sure it is. And then like 6 or 7 seasons. True Detective season 1. I'm telling you, one of the best shows ever. That's a strong statement, my boy. Mid Slayer. Leave Demon Slayer alone, okay? They just want to come in at pretty animation and log off. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that, you know? It is what it is, you know? Not everything is for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody makes a show and it's clearly intended on a certain target audience and it's giving you a certain type of vibe and a certain type of story, it's your fault if you watch it, really. You can't expect it to be something else. On Hunters, if a simple-minded shonen protagonist is thrown into a dark and mature world, like Berserk. Demon Slayers for normies unacceptable. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess that's it. I guess I destroyed everybody who wanted to challenge me.